Today, we are going to discuss about very important circular. This is important circular. On the present circumstances, this is very important circular. What is the circular? The circular is the guidelines for residential school. The CBSE has circulated the circular for the guidelines of the residential school. What will be the guidelines of the residential school? Absolutely, guidelines has been given by the CBSE. What are the guidelines that we are going to discuss about the guidelines? What are the guidelines and what are the criteria? The ethos on which boarding school rests in its impetus to provide a home away from home to the child willing to stay away from the primary care and invest his or her foundational years in his or her holistic development. This school system are expected to stand vanguard in the educational society. That means the students who are staying in the residential school, they should get as primary, they should get uh, the expected there they should get all those facilities that they are getting in their home. They should get in the school also. And not only that, some of the specific criteria has been given on basis of on which they should be provided with those facilities that we are going to discuss in this circular. Already CBSE has circulated this. What are those things? Very important. Number one, first of all, there should be a 360-degree. Already we discussed about those things. Already welfare association of 360-degree responsibility. So very important about the responsibility of a residential school. The first responsibility that CBSE has circulated, that is a safety aspect. Very important. The safety aspect. What are the safety aspect? The safety arrangement are critical in residential school and must ensure the safety and security of the students. What are the safety has two aspects. What are the aspects? Number one, that safety from outside that can be ensured by a very strong and robust visitor management system. There should be a robust and strong visitor management system to prevent any unauthorized access to the school premises. Number two, the safety of overall well-being of the children with reference to bullying. Very important. This bullying, because these kind of things that is common in a residential school and other implicit threats, all of which can be handled with vigilant and sensitive staff. It is also essential that children are safeguarded from potential harmful and inappropriate online content. So specification of the given on the safety aspects, and the safety aspects refers to the bullying, implicit threats, and online content. The students must also train themselves to detect any potential abuse. So, physical safety arrangement. What would be the physical safety arrangement that we are going to discuss about the physical safety arrangement? What are the physical safety arrangement? Establishing secure locks alarm system of all dormitories, classroom, and other school related facilities. There should be a alarm system should be there for all of the enter the school. Enter the school means dormitory, classroom, and other school facility. Now, number two, very important about the number two. These are related to the safety. Monitoring guests closely. Those who are coming from the arrival and the departure, they must sign. Ensure adequate staffing levels of trained professional with experience first aid and crisis management. Not only the first aid, also the crisis management system. Those professionals, they should know about those things. Number four, that is equipping the school hospital for any medical emergencies. Operation theater for emergency. So school shall have to tie up with a bigger hospital in the neighboring counter, emergency, if there will be emergency on the basis of the health issue. So the school will be getting those facilities from the bigger hospital, neighboring hospital. Number five, ensuring strong security for all entry and exit point of the school. There should be a strong entry and exit point of the school by maintaining entry and exit records by the security personnel and installation of CCTV camera. established secure boundary walls. That all are these are the things that all in the CBSE bylaws. Nothing in special for the residential schools, but entry and exit record should be maintained in the security personnel. Number 6, that CCTV cameras must be installed in lobbies, classroom, corridors, installing surveillance cameras with real-time monitoring of all entrance, exit, common areas, and all other places suggested by the CBSE bylaws. Number six is providing appropriate lighting, both indoors and outdoors, because the students are staying in the school. So adequate lighting in both outdoor and indoors, with emphasis on preventing unauthorized access or unnecessary inappropriate movements will be there. Number 8, all students should supervised by a qualified staff, teaching staff, sports faculty, and pastoral team. That means they should know about the system of the residential school. Number 9, provision of safety equipment like fire extinguisher and smoke alarm. Number 10, hygiene, water, sanitation facilities, power backup, ER marking potential unsafe areas, and water facilities, including water tanks, must be reviewed quarterly for purity checks. Very important. It would be for quarterly. The checking should be done of the include in the water tank. Number 11 is washroom must be built with the campus building and not outside. The campus should be, everything should be in the campus. The washroom and other things that should be in the campus, not outside of the campus. Next, we are coming to the next, that is yes, water facility, hygiene. Yes, number 11. Washroom must be built with the campus building, not outside. Number 12, through checking of baggage. Number 13, any construction or waste and garbage dumped in an area must be thrown away, and the area should be clean. So cleaning should be there, because otherwise dengue, malaria, that should be a problem in the whole campus area. In case of unavailability of RMO on campus, there should be an qualified hospital staff members put in charge, because many of the schools we have noticed that they don't have any doctor in the school, they don't have any nurse in the school. So there should be a hospital staff member put in charge in case of medical emergencies. 15, there shall be a clear demarcation between staff quarter and staff residential blocks and the students residential blocks, including the portion of the school campus. So that means it should not be adjacent, staff quarter and the student residential block, and clear demarcation should be there, which is accessible to the students, but it is not as adjacent as many schools they have opted for. In case the staff quarters and the residential block are in the same vicinity, then proper physical separation measure shall be established to ensure the inaccessibility of the students' residential quarter by all except the unauthorized personnel. There should be a separate entry and exit of the staff accommodation, so that there shall be no unnecessary interaction among the staff and the students. Very important, because there there shall be a separate entry and exit for the staff accommodation. That means if the staffs will be coming easily to the students' area, it is not permissible. On the present circumstances, it is not permissible. So take care about those things. Next is number 16, very important. Number 16 is staff measure to deal. The school management should be extremely careful in selecting outsourced staff. Number B, the student documents and the background of the outsourced staff shall be properly scrutinized, and antecedents shall be verified. Verify that whether when you are recruiting the staff, what is their history, if there will be any kind of history relating to the oppressiveness against the students, that should be taken care by the school. The background should be checked, and outsourced staff shall be done by the school. In case if the outsourced staff is provided by the outsourcing agency, then agency shall submit a certificate in the background. Number D, the outsourced staff shall be restricted to their operational area only, and there shall be a clear demarcation of the areas of accessibility. Because if that will be accessible, easily accessible to the students, it is not permissible. Next is E, proper training and monitoring of the outsourced staff shall be done by the school wherever possible. Number if and wherever possible, CCTV cameras shall be deployed. G, only female outsourced staff shall be deployed in the girls' residential areas. Very important. No other staff, no other male staff will be available in the girls' hostel. In case of any maintenance and issue, the girls' residential area may be accessed by a male, but only in the presence of female staff or in the absence of the girl. So if male staff will be there, so female staff should be deployed by the school during the time when the male staff accessed in the girls hostel for any kind of work. So that should be maintained. Very important circular, and that is why I have told you that yes, this should be maintained specifically as stated by the school, as stated by the CBSE. So safety arrangement safety arrangement for mental and emotional well-being. They establish clear rules, expectation of our behavior of the dons and including visiting hours for the guest and respect of others. Have a psychological life. A skill counselor should be provided, counselor should be there and confide him in all concern of the problem of mental struggle. Number three, that ensure that the students are aware of reporting procedure, that the abuse of any kind of acceptable. What is the reporting procedure? If there will be any kind of bullying, if there will be any kind of abuse, to whom they will report, it will be clear and it will be clearly clarified to the students, girl students or any of the students. Ensure that the teacher and staff receive an appropriate training in mental health and crisis management. Very important, because they should know about the mental health and crisis management for those students, those who are staying in the school premises and residential school, because many of the teachers are there, many of the staffs are there. They don't know how to handle those students, those who are leaving their families and they are living in a residential area. So anti-ragging and anti-bullying procedures, school must clearly lay down guidelines which had shared with entire school community, and the strict action must be taken against any sexual offense in the purview of POSCO Act. Number six, ensure that the resources, counselor, teachers, pastoral care team are accessible to the students in need of emotional support and the guidance. Also, there will be any problem regarding the emotional support, they will record so the students should access easily, they can easily access the counselor, the teachers and the pastoral care team. And boarders are able to communicate and develop positive relationship with the staff, especially the pastoral staff or their personal and academic and welfare concern. Number 7, child protection unit for safeguarding child rights, that will be constituted. Number 8, safety drills for earthquake or natural calamity. Students should be trained to how to evacuate from the building. Safety drills for the terror attack. Students should be trained of all those things. Number 9, open-minded discussion that catered the equality, inclusion, diversity, and gender sensitivity must be encouraged. Number 10, non-judgmental and non-threatening environment, enforcing positive behavior, thereby creating a happy learning experience. Boarders are encouraged to contribute to the operation of boarding vision and provided the constant guidance and valuable feedbacks. So these are the very important things. These school should follow this. The physical and infrastructural need. Now we are coming into the physical infrastructure, how they should develop the physical infrastructure. Residential school requires boarding school houses with toilets, bathing cubicles, dining hall, stationery, central store, accommodation for housemate masters, house wardens, house mothers, teaching, non-teaching support staff, in addition to the classroom, library, activity, administrative block. That means these are all those areas will be needed all those area, all those houses, not only they are telling about this, they are telling about requires the boarding house that consists all those things, bathing cubicles also. And a residential school is as much more as compared to a day school. The minimum, very important, very important, very important. The minimum land required to start a residential school is should be 4 acres. Very important. It should be 4 acres of land will be there, not less than the 4 acres. So 4 acres land should be there. Next, classroom uh, with storage, IT enabled classroom should be there. You can see that what is desirable, this is desirable. IT classroom, enable classroom, library as per SOP of the CBSE, science lab as per SOP of the CBSE, math lab as per SOP of the CBSE, computer lab, subject specific resource room like political science and geography. It is not required in the day school, but it is required in the residential school. EV room, examination room, an art room and music and dance room for required in residential school. Workshop, CCA room, that is also required in the residential room. Office of the principal and other things that is already required in the CBSE school. Yeah, it is all required. Common staff room, you can see drinking water facility, record room. These rooms are required in the normal CBSE schools. UPS and upper power supply station, multifunctional hall. There should be multifunctional hall, activity hall, IT infrastructure, information center, media center. So what are the components or what are the things will be done in the residential blocks? What are the things? That is hostel, dormitories and comfortable sleeping beds. Comfortable sleeping beds should be there. And if possible, personalized in living, study and space, housemaster's accommodation, house wardens and house mothers accommodation should be there, common room should be there or recreational room should be there, drinking water points, two per floor, washing and laundry, washing machines for the children to wash themselves and small garments like that. So washing and laundry, washing machine should be provided to the students. Prop rooms, preparation room should be there. Washroom should be there. Toilets and bathroom. Cubicles, bathing cubicles should be there. 10 toilets and 10 bathing cubicles for 60 boarders. The specification has been given. So go for the specification. It is specified that 60, 10 toilets and 10 bathing cubicles for 60 boarders. So they have specified all those things. Next, yes, common drinking water points, toilets, and fire safety toilets, equipments, staff accommodation, necessary furniture, RO arrangement, kitchen, washroom. So staff may opt for self-owned, rented accommodation outside of the school campuses. So that can be provided. And kitchen and dining hall, very important. It is in the block. Very important, kitchen and dining hall, cafe, sitting capacity, dining tables, cutleries as per students requirement. It should be there. Hospitality and infirmary equipment. So minimum 10 beds, very important. So specification has been given that minimum 10 beds for less than 300 boarders. For more 300 boarders, the number of beds may be increased in the same ratio. Ambulance should be there. Yes, ambulance should be in the school. Doctor should be in the school. Nursing staff, oxygen cylinder should be in the school. Medicine store should be in the school. Local kitchen should be in the school. So these are all facilities should be given to the students in the school, or it can be also it can be outsourced. It can be outsourced or in the school. If you are not going to give them, so it can be outsourced. So outsource, which of the portion should be outsourced, all the specification have been given. If you don't have the ambulance, so tie-ups or outsource doctors tie-up or outsourced, or oxygen cylinder outsourced. So these are the specification has been given by the CBSE. Next is the sports facility and the sports courts and playground and sports equipments. Very important for the residential school. Number as per CBSE circular and SOP that will be provided. But the what is the extra? That is tuck shop or cafe to be cashless. Use of coupons and thumbprints. That is school owned or outsource. Maintenance blocks for repair and maintenance of the school. That can be school owner or outsource. Guest house for the accommodation. The guest house should be be provided, that will be school owned or outsourced. Internet activity in the campus, that should be school owned. General stores means uniform, books, shoes, and school specific articles, that can be school owned or outsourced. So parents lobby for them to meet their children. That will be school's own building or the school owns premises. Now we are coming to the disaster management. Disaster management, very important in this parents' present circumstances. The students should know about that disaster management when there will be any kind of earthquake or any kind of fire, how they can evacuate themselves from there. So disaster management system should be there. Facility of the special needs students like ramps at the entry point. That is also related to SOP. Staff club should be there. Next, there will be the all of the residential schools shall comply with the 7 mandatory documents. Already mandatory documents, we know about how to get the affiliation during the affiliation process. A recommendation of the infrastructure, that already circular has been given on the basis of the laboratory, library, and other things. CWSN students, what is the requirement of the CWSN students, digital infrastructure, that will be provided. All of the residential schools shall be in compliance with the bylaws. They should comply. Now we are coming to the human resource, that is teaching faculties. Teaching faculties means subject specific teachers will be there, school counselor there, career counselor will be there, library in charge will be there. Now we are coming to the very important about the pastoral staff. Pastoral staff, head of the pastoral staff, house master will be there, house masters or assistant house master and house mother should be there. And it will be added with the hospital staff like one RMO, staff, a nurse, medicine store in charge, and cook and local kitchen. So accounts department, all the same. We know about the accounts department in the normal CBSE school. That will be included. Here you can see that that will be included. Now we are coming to the repairing and maintenance department. Repairing maintenance department, electrician should be there, carpenter should be there. It can be outsourced also. School can own it or can outsource. Barber, plumber, cleaning staff, gardener, driver, cobbler, and tailor and tailors. And purchase department, there should be a purchase department for the student to purchase something like capital assets, revenue assets, purchase events. So that will be also included. Now we are coming to the travel department. Travel department means that students travel arrangement for events or competition, excursion made for the school students, travel arrangement, homeward journey, onward or out, onward journey or school onward journey. Teachers travel arrangement should be there, made by the school. Guest travel arrangement should be there. Now we are coming to the general store in charge. There should be a general store. I have told you about the general store. It can be school owned or maybe outsourced. Stationery, school store personnel, IT, sound and technician, light technician, admission department, HR department, and catering department can be school owned or outsourced. And catering manager, cooks will be there, and bearers will be there. Now we are coming to the next, that is very important, that is site engineer. For the supervision of the site engineer for the building of the construction, school can own it or school can outsource it, and support staffs will be there. So the training will be needed. What are the trainings will be needed? The training will be needed, the psychological and sociological counseling, the psychological and the sociological counseling of the all those staff members. Warden become more important because the students spend biggest portion of the time with the warden. Since majority of the staff, including the teaching and non-teaching staff, would be spending maximum time in the school. Therefore, their mental well-being, that is mental well-being for the students as well as the staff members. Special training for the pastoral team. Training also focus on the security aspect. The student in the residential schools have to spend non-class room hours in the school campus itself. Therefore, niche focus on the training. Those are the training of the pastoral that department that will give the training on the vocational courses, music, dance, painting, all those things. And not only that, the competency-based hygiene, nutrition, online safety, and cyber crime, everything that will be included, and as well as conducted during the semester or one day of holiday and Saturday evening. Number 6, the since training module are available in the physical and virtual and blended modes, therefore the residential schools shall prepare yearly training calendar and tie up with the training agency, including the respective COE, follow up all modules. Number 7, the training gaps of the residential school may be filled with the help of the Board of Centers of Excellence. So that training should be provided from the COE. Important additional points. What are the important additional points? Very important about these additional points, that regular PTM should be there, found celebration should be there, that is indemnity bond and anti-bullying protocol should be there, surprise checking should be there, hostel building to be outbound during the academic hours, that also should be there. Working parents should not be allowed. Parents should not be allowed in the area where the students are staying. Parents should call the house master at a specific time. Parents' attendance should be mandatory on PTM. Parents visiting to the school should not be allowed to give phones to children to make calls. Very important. That should be specified, because so many cases we have found that the parents are making the calls, and so many factors will be there. Birthday celebration, the school can do the birthday celebration. The child can be allowed a day outing with the parents and local guardian on the birthday. Calendars of weekend outing that with parents can be allowed as per school policy. Civil clothes in addition to the school uniform should be specified to be brought to the school. So every detailed thing CBSE has given. Every detailed thing. Now we are coming to the last. We are coming to the last page. Here is a specific key for the checklist. Courier and parcel truck established policy system should be there. A specific timing of the system of the phone call should be devised. A booth of system of specific number of personal phone under the care of the housekeeper. The bicycle can be allowed to the boarders depending on the area. External medical care facility provided on the recommendation of the RMO. So these are all the facilities that should be provided by the school, and it is specified by the CBSE whenever you are starting or starting to constitute one CBSE residential school. So go through the circular, very important circular on the present circumstances, because so many changes we have found. So very important on this present circumstances. So thank you for today. I'll be coming with another circular. Thank you.